What scares you?
Well, do you know, sometimes I get like a bit nervous if I'm outside my comfort zone. If I'm about to do something that is a bit of a like I went
Which
to
is what?
Well,
for
okay,
you?
so I'm invited to speak at the United Nations and demonstrate havening for curing depression, right? And I got 45 minutes. Now that is going it, right? But everyone's overrunning. They have a hard out. They come and they say, Dr. Mckenna, you got 20 minutes. I went. My wife said, don't do the demonstration, just get up and talk. And I thought, even though I was, because you've got all these neuroscientists and ambassadors and all these various dignitaries there. I thought, and it's being televised. I thought, I just got to do this. And scared as I was, I got up, I did it, and it worked. But I can't say that I wasn't frightened doing that. I mean, some of the abuses of psychology in politics worries me right now. I think that there's some really inappropriate things going on with the use of profiling and psychographics and the messaging that is, very emotive and tantamount to brainwashing on occasion. So that's why people are so upset about Brexit, so upset about Donald Trump or whomever, whatever. That politics has become very divisive. And so people believe it's the end of the world if we stay in the EU. It's the end of the world if we don't, and probably neither's true.
Because they're using psychotech in the wrong way.
They are, yeah, and so or they're using it, in information warfare. I think it's acceptable if you can convince somebody, not to be a radical or to be some sort of bad person with words rather than a bullet. That's probably a good thing,
Yeah.
but. It worries me. That frightens me. The misuse of that. I'm trying. What else frightens me? I suppose letting people down. I really don't like doing that. If I think I'm going to, I feel terrible about it. I mean, I try not to. When I'm working with somebody, I try and be compassionate. But there's a distinction we make: empathy and compassion. Because if you get too empathetic, you get too tied up in the problems with the person that you're trying to help, it can leave you stuck as well.
Right.
So you've got to be compassionate and professional. And so I really don't want to let people down, but I try and so I get a bit worried like that my mind will race. Or sometimes I'll think I've put all this work into this project and it's not going to work. And so, or this book is going to turn out terrible. So, I don't have any, I used to be phobic of the dentist and dogs, but I'm not any longer.
You use your own techniques on yourself?
I did, yeah. I cured my phobias. And overall, I feel optimistic about the future because the time we're in right now is called Wei Qi, which is by the Chinese. It's two symbols, danger, opportunity. And we've got tremendous opportunity in terms of where we're going technologically. I mean, if you look at what's going to be happening with, say, the marriage of human physiology and cyber technology fairly soon, we're going to go through an evolutionary jump from which we can never return, by the way. Right. And it could be amazing. Certainly if you look at stem cells, at nanotechnology, all of this stuff, it's as long as it's, because we can't quite predict how some of this stuff's going to end up. But I got a feeling it'll be good. It doesn't mean all the problems in the world will disappear, but we'll certainly be able to enrich our lives and develop as a species in a fascinating way. Or we might screw it all up. There was an interesting study a few years ago, the Cambridge Project, where these smart guys and ladies, smart chaps and chapesses are asked, what are the three biggest threats to humanity? Nuclear weapons, rogue biotech, and top of the list, AI. Because with artificial intelligence, it's not that it exponentially learns, it wants to know what it doesn't know, which is not the same really as way a human being thinks. Right. So it'll out intelligence us, for want of a better word. And people go, that Terminator thing, that won't happen, and we can have a kill switch. Well, of course it'll figure out who's got the kill switch. I'm putting things very simplistically. So,
are you concerned about AI?
Yes, yeah. But I'm also, I think it's wonderful. It's one of those things that we need to, we really need to think through, if you like. So,
But is it too late?
That's what some people say. I mean, Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg are both scrapping about this at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah.
And on the one hand, it's so brilliant, but at the same time, In the same way, this is what people are worried about, the stem cells. What if we create problems further down the line that we didn't have the foresight to think about? And so, whilst that is such an amazing opportunity, to be able to take any cells and program to be any cells so that we can regenerate our heart and our liver and all sorts of things like that, we could also be causing problems further down the line that we haven't thought of.